Welcome to St. John. Our virtue of the week this week is humility, and to share just a little bit about humility and still practice the 6 feet social distancing, I've brought in a special guest today.
Good morning. Yeah, you weren't joking about special. Boy, you lucky to have me here today.
Yeah, thanks for taking the time. Our virtue of the week this week is humility.
Yeah, I heard it again, and you're lucky because I am the most humble person on the planet.
Wow, how'd you get a title like that?
Well, it's self-awarded because I've earned it. I stay humble despite being so good at so many things. Well, I'm smart, I'm funny, I'm athletic, I'm tall.
You're tall.
Well, yeah, I'm taller than over half the people in the school.
It's an elementary school and you're an adult.
The point is, I'm good at so many things, and yet I stay so humble. I am full of humility, really the best at it. Ask anyone, nobody knows humility like me.
All right, well, thanks for joining us and sharing your expertise.
You're welcome.
Okay, so that was interesting. What a weirdo. Okay, he's a good-looking dude. I can appreciate that, but he obviously has no idea what the word humility even means. In addition to most professional athletes and politicians.
I'm the greatest of all time.
Because I'm the best player in the world.
And honestly, if I have to take a look, humility isn't one of my strong points. A lot of times I like to take credit when I don't deserve it, and I blame other people if things don't go as well as they should. So all these examples of those who aren't so good at being humble, let's take a look at what it means to be humble, to be a good example. So being a good example of being humble or humility is giving credit to others and pointing your successes to God, because He is the giver of all gifts. We don't earn it, it was given to us. Humility, though, isn't thinking less of yourself, it's thinking of yourself less often. So a good example of humility, my first year of teaching, I had a student get sick in the classroom. It was the first time this had ever happened. I had no idea what to do. I ran down the hall to get all the cleaning equipment and come back, and on my way, our principal stopped me and found out what was going on, and he raced down the hall like he was literally racing, like, "You're not touching that stuff. This is my job. I'll clean this up. You get back to your kids." And he was literally racing me to go serve me, to clean up a disgusting mess that I didn't want to have to clean up. And in that instance, Mr. K was a phenomenal example of humility, where the boss was serving his worker. That you don't see that very often. Philippians 2, verses 3 and 4, do nothing out of selfish ambition or conceit, but in humility count others more significant than yourselves. Let each of you look not only to his own interests, but also to the interests of others. So humility is a pretty tough thing, really, because it is thinking of others first. So I have a challenge for you today and this week, really. With your family, try to come up with as many examples of humility as you can from the Bible, specifically with Jesus. Looking at his life, this last week was Holy Week, and going back to Monday, Thursday, you have the Last Supper, you have the feet washing, Good Friday, you have his death, Easter, resurrection. But even before that, all those things, like, there was an immense amount of humility just to come down to earth and to leave heaven. So come up with as many examples as you can. Next, I want you to try to come up with ways that you can be humble and ways that you can serve others. That's all I have for you this week, but thanks for joining me. Thanks for watching all the way through and putting up with Mr. O and Mr. Ego. I pray God's blessings on your week as you strive for humility.